Hey, wrestling fans, Brian Crazy here, F and True Wrestling. Back at you with TNA Slammiversary 2011. It was billed as Slammiversary 9, the ninth anniversary of TNA. This event took place on 6/12/2011 from the TNA Impact Wrestling Zone in Orlando, Florida. I personally thought it was a pretty good event. To be honest, in recent months, my opinions towards pro wrestling have evolved. And, I'm not trying to put down anybody else, but I see these guys go out there, they bust their ass, they put on a good show for us, and just respect the business, respect what these guys are doing. You label them as 4-star, 5-star. Yeah, that's once in a blue moon, you will get a contest that is that exceptional. But every performer that performed on this card took bumps, worked hard, performed in front of thousands of people, and did their job. Now, some of them might have done a little bit better than others, but that's due to many things: time in the ring, booked finish, a lot of time per match. There's so many things that go into the product that you see. It's not just what happens in the ring. It's about 500 other things that goes to making that product. And I think the criticisms on superstars are unfair. They're unjust, and until you get your ass in the ring and do it yourself, I don't see, where people have, that corkscrew moonsault was a little off, or, can you do that? If you can do that, send me a video of it, then we're all good. So, for your first match of the night, the reformed British Invasion, Brutus, Magnus, and Douglas Williams, even though I believe Magnus is just going by Magnus these days, they go against the team of what me and JC had billed as Gun Money, Alex Shelley, and James Storm of Beer Money. Now, if you guys know, Robert Roode is out with an injury. This is kind of the way I believe TNA is going to be pushing Robert Roode into the singles division. They've considered breaking up this team. Short and sweet, we saw a pretty good match back and forth. Storm and Shelley did work very well together, very impressed. And British Invasion looked like they never even split up. They were hand in hand working together tonight. Phenomenal effort from both teams. At the end of the day, though, Storm and Shelley pick up the win and retain the tag team championships. I don't know. For themselves, is Shelley now, because he's retained it, is he now a tag team champion? Or is it still Robert Roode's championship that Shelley just defended for him? We'll have to find out. For the next match of the night, we go into Steiner versus Matt Morgan. A lot of people had reservations about this match because it was two heavyweights. And I thought this was actually a pretty good match. Yeah, you're not going to see flips off the ropes. You're not going to see incredible technical wrestling here, but you saw good wrestling. It was solid. This is wrestling of the 90s, what it was all about. Two heavyweights squaring off in the ring. Some people call this dinosaur fest, this, that, or the other. I enjoyed this very much. I marked out when Steiner put the recliner on. It made me feel like I was a little kid sitting there watching WCW again. And it was a good, solid contest. And at the end of the day, Matt Morgan picks up the win with the carbon footprint. So then we move into Brian Kendrick versus Kazarian versus the defending X Division, or as he dubbed it, Extreme Division champion Abyss. What's he going to get the partial? I mean, I guess it kind of adds to his look. And somebody actually let him get a copy of Art of War. My God. Who allowed that to happen? So we go into this match. It is going back and forth. We see Kendrick and Kazarian kind of teaming up at the beginning to try to take out the Monster Abyss. Those two end up going at it in the ring. And, they got it. They should have tried to stay as a cohesive unit until Abyss was a little more subdued. Abyss ended up picking up the win. Then we moved into Crimson versus Samoa Joe. It was an okay match for what I saw of it. I did step out of the room for a couple minutes during this contest. It wasn't anything against these superstars. It's just that I had something I had to do real quick. I got 3 little boys here at home. And, it's kind of hard to sit down for a 2-hour and 40-minute block without having to do something. You know what I mean? And but what I saw of it, this was a solid contest. I would like to see Joe more like he was back in the early X Division days, or even when he had that feud with Kurt Angle. I have a feeling that Joe's gotten just a little stale these days. And it's not Joe that's gotten stale, I should say. It's Joe's character. Joe needs more added to him. It is nice to see him in this little feud with Crimson. I think this feud is definitely better than the one that he had with Pope. And I just want to see more out of both these superstars. Just, excellent superstars. They did a great job in the ring, but I know both of them could bring just a little bit more. So for the next match, we go into Angelina Love versus Mickie James. Pre-match, there was a promo cut backstage. Angelina said she doesn't need the drugs anymore. She understands Winter. And that storyline was starting to get stale, so I'm glad that they kind of changed it that way. But is Angelina Love now going to rebel against Winter? I guess we'll only find in the weeks to come. The finish to this match was a little controversial. Me and JC kind of went back and forth. When she went to go do that big DDT, if you guys know how wrestling moves are pulled off, like you go to do a suplex or something, the guy that's getting suplex has to, give a little jump. I mean, to be able to pick up 200 pounds like that, come on. There's a great video here on YouTube, actually. This guy teaches you how to do about 100 different wrestling moves. Check it out. Or if you've watched Tough Enough, or if you've spent some time around a real ring, as we have. But I just don't think Angelina Love did her part, and I think Mickie James kind of oversold it, and we ended up where we were at. Post-match, Winter did beat down Angelina with a belt. Then we go into Bully Ray versus AJ Styles. This was one of the better matches of the night, and we ended up seeing Bully Ray get extremely bloody. He donned a crimson mask. AJ Styles did a sick elbow drop off part of the stage, and as he went down on Bully Ray, he was trying to get up. He was answering the 10 count. Bully Ray kicked him through this part of the stage, and Bully Ray answered the 10. As JC pointed out, usually in WWE they would have restarted the count at this point, but that's not how the matches of this the rules of this match were. So we're at where we're at. Basically, he answered the 10 and he picked up the win. I wanted to see AJ win, but Bully Ray was the last man standing. Then we go into the World Championship match. We see Sting, the defending TNA champion, go against Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson tonight, not old Sting. For you guys that have been following Impact for the last few weeks, he's been dressing up as Sting did in the past, when he still did kind of have the surfer gimmick with the face paint like that. And he has been going after him. And now last week on Impact, Sting said, "You want to mock me?" And basically Sting let us know that vicious side was going to come out again. And that's exactly how the match started. Anderson didn't even get to finish his ring entrance before Sting started beating down on him. This was a good contest, I do have to say. They were back and forth with finishers, and Eric Bischoff was the one that tipped the favor in Mr. Anderson. He comes down, as Sting has him. Sting only got a 2 count, but Bischoff hit the ring one more time like it was 3, so Sting thought that he won. Anderson took advantage of this, hit his finisher, and became the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. The crowd reaction was actually very surprising. They were not excited about this. I think a lot of people in the crowd were waiting for that vicious Sting and really wanted to see him retain the title. Then we move into the final match of the night, what has been billed the final battle between Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle. No interference at ringside because Karen is not there due to the accident she had on the stairs. Or as we've gotten here at F&True Wrestling, she might be undergoing some breast enhancement surgery. I'm not joking. That's really what we heard. I mean, if there's any factual basis to that, we will, obviously bring it to you. But this is a good contest. We see Kurt Angle go for the, legendary Angle moonsault, which has become almost a staple of all of his matches as of late. I mean, I look forward to that move now. And good contest. We see one of the refs get taken out. Jarrett takes advantage and hits Angle with a guitar. Angle somehow kicks out by the time we get Earl down there. And finishing result, Angle makes Jarrett tap. These are two of my favorite superstars, but this feud had to end. He made him tap, and that's how it needed to be finished after all the stuff that Jeff did to Kurt. He needed to make him tap right in the center of that ring. And Kurt Angle not only is the winner, gets to keep the gold medals, but also is the new #1 contender for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So guys, that's about all I got for right now. I will catch you again in about 12 hours with Monday Night Raw review. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the guest host tonight, so I think it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. And thanks for kicking it with me. For F&True Wrestling, Brian Crazy. Learn to love it because it's the best thing on YouTube today. Catch you later.